Welcome to another Genshin Impact side quest episode. Not Krai edition. We find ourselves in a familiar place. Down there is our big mushroom mid-boss, and over there is our cave leading to Nicole's abode. But today we are going somewhere else. As focused through this half moon, there's an island over there. Not all the way over there, like this one. And that one has a teleport point I have not been to yet, which is because there's a side quest right over there. It is a side quest in a group of side quests that has been our mainstay in these side quest episodes throughout all of Not Krai. So I'm excited to continue. Welcome, the apocalypse. Welcome to Bunker, the apocalypse. Either over here is the end of the known world, or a place to stay safe from that. Welcome to the bunker at the end of the apocalypse. Collect your ID. I see. Well, before I talk to that quest marker, there is a big horse that needs to go away.
Defensive mode engaged. Ultimatum protocol.
Blaine. You, Blaine! Charge! Headbutt! Look out below!
Horses are not allowed at the bunker of the apocalypse.
Grass grow out of the ground?
Doesn't seem to be much else around here. So we are probably going inside. Welcome to bunker number... Friends from afar. If you are listening to this recording, it means that the apocalypse is imminent. Whoa, Paimon almost died of fright. She didn't realize this thing could talk. Whoa, Paimon's missing something. Did it just say something super scary that went right over Paimon's head? I think she mentioned the apocalypse. Nothing scary. Fortunately, you have found this bunker, and we are grateful to have you here, together, in the bunker, at the end of the apocalypse. Please, use the keycard. The lift connects. Safe. Take to the bunker. Thanks for the keycard. Whoa, did the mechanism just break? All that fuzzy noise drowned out her voice. Paimon couldn't hear what she was saying. Paimon can't figure out what this place is. Dihon, why don't we go inside and take a look? Is that safe? Tier 1 bunker access card. A keycard obtained from a peculiar terminal on the west side of Pyramida. Its appearance is utterly unremarkable. From what you've been told, it should grant access to the bunker beneath the terminal. And the quest we just entered was... Return to Sender. A new entry to East of the Moon, West of the Sun. Hear a strange recording about the apocalypse at the lake to the west of Pyramida.
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do is stack my plate up high, then squash it all down, take a deep breath, and wolf it down in one go. That way, I get to eat my fill without wasting too much time.
Well, by filling up this talk with climbing, we have also not wasted any time. Go to the bunker. Continue onwards. Welcome to the Apocalypse bunker. If you would just leave out the last one, it would be very ominous. Or at least even more ominous than it already is. Also, the music helps immensely. Access approved. Initiating bunker gate drive mechanism. Please wait. Unregistered resident detected. Initiating standard safety inspection protocol. Scan complete. Multiple dangerous items detected. For the safety of other residents, please place all weapons and dangerous items into the designated receptacles. Huh? It wants us to hand over our weapons? Yeah, Paimon, hand over all your weapons. I apologize for any inconvenience. The purpose of confiscating dangerous items is to ensure the absolute safety of the bunker's residents. Your items will be safely stored. You can retrieve your belongings when you leave. If you have any safety concerns, please rest assured the bunker is equipped with the most advanced Apocalypse purification system available. You will encounter no danger here. In the name of Professor I guarantee that no matter what monster rage beyond the sky's veil, they will not infiltrate our Elysium. Beyond the sky's veil? Aren't we at the bottom of the sea? Oh, Paimon gets it. It's like those novels in Nashatown. The Apocalypse is talking about aliens coming to invade Tevat. Should really stop reading those trashy Pulp Fiction novels. Well, that doesn't sound entirely impossible. So that's what's going on. Maybe Skirk knows more. Yeah, we are an alien. Skirk is an alien. Paimon might be an alien for all we know. I was only joking. Even if there were invaders from beyond the sky, they wouldn't invade a place like this. Would they? We are invading right now. Besides, since it's a safe bunker, it seems reasonable to take our weapons off for now, right? Unless they are secretly doing bad things in here. Like deliberately providing really yucky food, or occasionally breaking the water purifier on purpose, or locking the main entrance and trapping everyone inside forever. Please be assured, this bunker is designed to provide absolute safety. All residents are free to leave at any time they wish. Well, since the mysterious mechanism says it's all above board, Hammond thinks we should trust it, right, Li-Huan? Thank you for your cooperation. All dangerous items have been collected. Scan complete. No threats detected. Standard safety inspection protocol complete. Welcome to the bunker at the end of the apocalypse. Great. No more weaponing around. Only dashing and jumping. Are the red warning lights good? I almost had a heart attack. Why did that alarm go off? Might be able to find something useful. I found something useful. Would be funny if there's a weapon inside.
A reward on the road.
Sure not. It's a shimmer of light. I know where I need to go. Red warning lights and weird purple stuff. System error! System error confirmed. Loading system error. Now accessible area. F2 Research Zone 1. Oh, this one is involved. By which I mean, this quest. Access granted. Welcome to the bunker access terminal server. Let me see. This looks like a map of the bunker. But the keycard we got last time seems to only give us access to Research Zone 1. Let's check on the status. Generating status report. Please wait. Research Zone 1. Warning. High concentration of abyssal contamination detected. Current risk of overflow. Extreme. Oh wow, this is a great safe place. Apocalypse purification system blocked. Maintenance personnel have been dispatched. Time elapsed since previous maintenance request. Error standard hours. Please do not panic, resident. Stay calm and await supervisory instructions. Oh, I love it when something has taken error standard hours. This purification system is completely useless. Okay, Paimon thinks she understands now. The apocalypse is actually abyssal contamination, right? This bunker was built to keep out the abyss, but the contamination inside ended up being worse than anything out there. Looks like it failed to keep out the abyss. But are you sure there's more to this story? Paimon doesn't know, but if we don't do anything, the abyssal contamination could spill out. One thinks our only choice is to deal with the problem ourselves. Well, let's take a look around Research Zone 1. Alright, let's go. Well, we have this nice map before us, but what does our map say? Pretty much the same. So we have access to this right now. Oh, and this is an elevator. And this would lead to a different zone. Checking supplies. No supplies. You sure checked.
Is this an answer from this world?
Good job. Suddenly, I feel like a weapon wouldn't be so bad. Let's instead appreciate the flowers. Eek, a rift hound. Don't have any weapons. The system better do its job. Senior Researcher Grazina Mikluko. Experimental report. Research on target plant breeding based on phenotypic variation. A document in Professor H. Verkratsky's experimental records prior to the apocalypse. Kuvaki exerts catalytic effect on the growth of certain plants, including developmental mutations that result in phenotypes more attuned to Kuvaki. It is conceivable that, through artificial regulation of the mutation process, novel plant varieties with a high affinity for Kuvaki could be developed selectively. Analogous to photosynthesis, these plants would autonomously accumulate Kuvaki from their environment, thereby eliminating potential abyssal corruption. Preliminary experiments indicate that most phenotypic traits of the controlled variants are heritable. A request was submitted to Supervisor Morozov to modify the existing ventilation system by adding pipelines for Kuvaki delivery. Circulation will be maintained by these newly bred plants, currently unnamed. Although Supervisor Morozov appeared to hold out little hope that we might return to the post-apocalyptic world outside, which is entirely understandable, he nevertheless approved the modification plan. Now, just by opening the valves, we will have a continuous supply of Kuvaki that can be recycled. The people, especially the children who followed us here, should not remain in the bunker forever. One day, they or their children will discover a new world that has not yet been destroyed. But then, these flowers will help them purify the pitch-black corruption, allowing them to walk proudly under the azure sky. I see. I'm not sure if people down here thought the world had already ended, or they are from a time before the world ended. Pick up Apocalypse Purification blocked. Abyss also blocked. Thank you for your service.
Is this an answer from this world?
It's something. Okay, can't climb that. Will I just grab that while the elevator goes? Sure will. There was a side passage there. Ah! Lift here's gone kaput. So much for the side passage. It doesn't seem like... Oh well, that might have been another exit. For the sake of His Majesty the Tsar Mercy, little one, make sure you record these words properly and bring them to Grazina. Everything Morozov said was a lie. From the very beginning, he only meant to have us killed, so Rotwang's plan could move forward. I realized it too late. Do not let him find you, as he did me. Take the children and escape. The world outside has not been destroyed. Oh, good. I see. One person made everybody think the apocalypse was happening. Rocks enveloped in Kuvaki. An ordinary stone. Since it was enveloped by pure Kuvaki energy, it can be absorbed and thrown, though it may seem capable only of shattering fragile structures. With careful consideration, it may have some ingenious applications yet. Wow, a stone that can be thrown. Ingenious.
Is this an answer from this world?
Are we using these instead of weapons? It might come to that. Spare bunker hand wheel. A spare hand wheel used for maintaining the Doomsday Purification System. It shows no signs of rust, yet for some reason it still carries a faint lingering scent of iron. Note clipped in a book. To Miss Grazina. You find this note. Please come meet me in the tool room. Master Thief Reed Miller. It wasn't obvious yet which quest line this is. I guess this means quarantine in place. When all of the things happened here, it was during Reed Miller's time. Letter from the supervisor. Please rest assured, Miss Grazina, I will do everything in my power to ensure that those injured in the monster attack receive the most appropriate treatment. As for the children who have unfortunately fallen ill, I will instruct the medical department to spare no effort in their care. We will, of course, not abandon a single one of our comrades. However, before eliminating those detestable monsters, I intend to release them into our experimental area to test the purifying effects of your new plant strains. I'm sure you understand that this is for the greater good. I give you my word in my own name that such containment breaches will not happen again. Breach. I see there might be more repair work just yet. Is there any danger involved with going in there? I see no big bad wolves. I spoke too soon. Stealth mission, go. Which I mean, throw rocks. Not throw rocks, far enough. Oh, destroy the chest to attract monsters. I see. Full-on stealth mission it is then. Hi. Scary. How about we head back? Go away, wolfies. Abyss cleaned. Maintenance complete. Apocalypse purification system operating normally. Keycard unlocked. Don't forget to retrieve your keycard. Have a wonderful day. Huh? Looking closely, this card seems to be a different color from the one we got earlier. Paimon doesn't know who left it here, but we should take it. Maybe we can find its owner. Alright, there doesn't seem to be anyone else here. Well, it's tier 2 access. Can I go back in there? No, wait, the chest appeared out here.
I'll keep this close.
All good then. And now we should be able to leave through here. Hi, ball. Bye, ball.
I'll keep this close.
And that brings us back to the start. Need to okay. Maintenance order for Research Zone 1 complete. Expected duration exceeded by a few hours. At least it's not error hours again. A report of negligent conduct has been issued to the supervisory authority. Might have been slightly late. How many hours? Whoa, Paimon can only remember the first number. How many others were there after the 3? Access updated. Super Technician Kotelnikov. Welcome to the Bunker Access Terminal server. Ah, does this thing think we are the maintenance workers sent to repair the purification system? Paimon guesses that means we can access more places now. Let's see. This one appears to be Research Zone 2. Generating status report. Please wait. Research Zone 2. Warning. High concentrations of abyssal contamination and signs of the ultimate calamity have been detected. Apocalypse purification system damaged. Senior Technician Kotelnikov, please proceed to perform repairs under the protection of a guard escort. Guard escort? Paimon doesn't see any guards around here. Wait a second. What did it say? Has been detected? Sounds like some sort of abyssal monster. Keep me safe, Guard Captain Paimon. Paimon will keep you safe. Is what Guard Captain Paimon would say if she had a weapon. Unfortunately, you'll have to watch your own back. But if the apocalypse is actually just an abyssal monster, then it's probably the source of this place's contamination. We can take it down. The abyssal contamination here should be cleaned up once and for all, right? Lichuan, let's head to Research Zone 2. Already on the floor. Just need to walk there. And I guess we need also access to the middle thing. And this is where we're gonna get back from. Kuvaki leaking. Watering the flowers. This is a secret mission that only me and Big Sis Grazina know about. Once these flowers grow up, little Pei will come back to play with us. Grazina said she's just sick and needs to rest for a while. When the flowers grow taller than my knees, she'll recover. So we mustn't cry. We need to listen to Uncle Morozov and be very good children. There's no sun here, but the lights up there are just as warm and cozy. As long as we water them with that shimmering water every day, these flowers will surely grow quickly. Grow faster, please. I miss her. So... no? So... okay. Break things. Water things.
Is this an answer from this world?
Not that strong. Guess the only way is down. A gap, you say? Ah, that big gap is what you mean. No, little polyhedral friend really liked that.
A
Remarkable.
reward on the road.
No, I won't doubt your words, Mr. Briar Reed Miller. The fact that you are here is proof that you were not lying. Even if I can't prove it, I choose to believe in the side that gives people hope. Actually, Briar and Reed Miller, not meant to be used together. Oh, forget it. A beautiful lady like you can call me whatever you like. Just as I said earlier, I'm here to hunt down Rotwang's dogs. It's an honor to have you assisting me. Please don't thank me yet, Mr. Briar Reed Miller. Even if I've already sent word to him, there's no guarantee he will agree to meet me. Still don't understand why you would tell such a lie to... What is it, Miss Grazina? It's nothing. For some reason, the recorder here was not turned off. It would be troublesome if Morozov noticed. I'm shutting it down now. Are there more gaps? No, there's just an opening. That's not what I wanted. But that's what I have. I don't have the other type of flower that can cut things. Oh, eyes. I understand. Think I understand. Do I understand? I do understand. Do I have another one? Seems like barely not enough. but we can optimize quite a bit. Good job, little buddies. Communications log. Secure communication channel established. Loading data. Access granted. Wishing you a wonderful day in the post-apocalyptic world, researcher Glazina. 2. Supervisor R.M. Morozov. I hereby submit the final evaluation of the purifying effects of the new plant variety, hereinafter referred to as the experimental plant, on abyssal corruption. Please consider this letter my most formal request. After months of controlled experiments, we have confirmed that the experimental plants demonstrate exceptional efficacy in processing high concentrations of abyss corruption and waste materials. In experimental site number 2, the specimen successfully blocked all abyssal corruption originating from outside the bunker within a short time frame, reflecting it in a pure form, thereby efficiently eliminating the monsters that had previously been extremely difficult to deal with. There is no doubt that this is an unprecedented breakthrough. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity you have given us. This success is as much yours as it is ours. However, I must also report the significant latent risks associated with such experiments. As I have repeatedly emphasized before, potential scenarios in which apocalyptic contamination could be released, an incident of personal casualties resulting from the escape of abyssal monsters are all beyond the scope of our ability for subjective control. Among the most recent victims was even a child under years old. I am fully aware that Paiva's death from illness was in no way a tragedy you wished to witness, and that you exerted every effort to save that child. However, as long as experiments of this nature continue to advance, the risk of contamination leakage will only grow more severe. Our responsibility is to erect a barrier that shields humanity from catastrophe. Under no circumstances should we seek to test the limits of that darkness. Forgive my bluntness, but the continuation of these experiments has become entirely meaningless, unless your intention, if I may speak frankly, is simply to permit even more otherworldly entities to pour into our bunker. Based on the aforementioned reasons, and on behalf of the research team, I hereby submit the following request. Immediately cease all further testing of the purification system. Thoroughly eliminate all abyssal life experimental specimens in our custody. Ensure that no monster collection activities are conducted in any form. Please approve as soon as possible. Sincerely, Senior Researcher G. Kluko. Boy, I have a feeling they did not cease doing these things. There was another log. To Supervisor R.M. Morozov. Mr. Kotelnikov went to service the purification system in experimental site number 1, but contact was lost shortly thereafter. What happened? Considering what we got is their identity, nothing good happened to them.
I'll keep this close.
That one can be opened. Just not yet. Possibly from the inside. Oh great, claw marks. Many.
Is this an answer from this world?
Well, can't delete the claw marks. debugged somehow. Still looks very buggy. To Supervisor R.M. Morozov. Another person died. How many more deaths do you want to see? Stop this experiment immediately or I will and feed it to... I know you saw it, Morozov. Stop playing dead. I think that was swears, not errors. Keep calm and carry on. The picture of staying calm. I don't think you are staying calm.
A reward on the road.
That door also not staying calm. That sure was scary. Great. Don't get close to that, I guess. Please report it immediately. Friend, be careful. You might get whipped to death by whatever. Okay. Don't wanna go in there. Abnormal, abnormal, abnormal. Marvel. I am marveling. I probably shouldn't open that through the closed door. Otherwise I might not get what's inside. We're doing the same thing again, aren't we? Rifthound. Gap infiltrating aliens. Oh, good. I thought there was a window there. There was not. Oh, we are not going over there. Yeah, I realized that after I could not just run away. We threw a box at it. Good job, us.
A reward on the road.
Is this open now? No. I bring a rock here to break that more? No. Maintenance complete. Apocalypse purification system operating normally. Keycard unlocked. Don't forget to retrieve your keycard. Have a wonderful day. Huh, this time the keycard's golden. That terminal report before mentioned signs of large monsters activity in Research Zone 2. There's no way it could be talking about the one we just saw, surely. Primer doesn't get it. For now, let's head back to the terminal and see what this card unlocks. Okay, can't break those. Can go in here. More log. To Supervisor R.M. Morozov. I apologize, Supervisor Morozov, for losing control of my emotions earlier. To ensure the survival of this post-apocalyptic bunker, I would like to have a proper conversation with you in person. That also surely did not go well. Gonna check once more now that we have this new keycard. Couldn't have gone there from the other side, right? I think that's exactly where the other hallway is. Oh, it sure is.
Is this an answer from this world?
Good thing I did not open that from the other side. Oh good, some music. Notes filled with dense, highly technical botanical theory. Unfortunately, besides the Amurta scholars in Sumeru, few might be able to make sense of it. Then let's take it with us and show it to them.
A reward on the road.
Lush Wörter. This appears to be an attendance log for the research staff. For some reason, as time goes on, fewer and fewer names seem to appear. For some reason. Mr. Brahe Reed Miller has quietly escorted the children who were still alive out of the facility. He said he knows an eccentric old hunter, and that he is also an old acquaintance of the newly appointed priestess of the Frost Moon Scions. I believe the title was something like Moon Chanter. Both are willing to protect those children. Neither has asked for anything in return. Morozov never noticed a thing. He probably stopped caring about them a long time ago. There's nothing left to worry about. So before we go to meet him, let's share one last drink, as we always do. A toast to the dead. From those soon to die, please forgive my foolishness all these years. Yeah, this hurts. Shocking. Oh good, the thing we saw is moving about. Better stop it from moving about. If we don't do it, nobody will. Access updated. Senior Researcher Grazina. Welcome to the Bunker Access Terminal server. Oh good, we are Grazina now. Hey, it looks like that keycard we just picked up still works. Which makes Paimon think this Grazina person must have been a pretty big deal. They seem to have had access to the entire bunker. It looks like the only place we haven't been yet is the supervisory office. If that apocalypse thing is still hanging around, it's the only place it could be. Paimon thinks that whatever it is, it's probably not that scary, since scary things wouldn't want to hide from us. We'd better keep our eyes peeled, never underestimate an enemy. Alright, let's go check out the supervisory office. Up we go. Don't think we want to jump down there. Great. It's having its claws all over this. Racina, you backstabbing snake, how dare you show yourself before me? Whoa, Bichuan, watch out. That monster seems to have been lured out. No, you are not Grazina. I can't detect your scent. What are you? A living being or another spirit flying aimlessly across the bedeviled sky? No living creature can enter this grave. Their grave. Our grave. Answer me. Did Professor Rotwang send you here? Has my master forgiven me? Great, how we can just start fighting immediately. Are you the apocalypse? Apocalypse. Ooh. Look at the world out there. The apocalypse has already descended upon us. Young Soloway tried to stop it. And Brahe, who impersonated Reed Miller. Even that treacherous snake, Grazina, she tried to stop it too, but their efforts were all in vain. It still came. My master, Professor Rotwang, reduced that pathetic world to ashes with the Sampo. After all that destruction, this bunker is all that remains, isolated amid that bedeviled sky. You think the world has been destroyed? The world outside's doing pretty well. The world outside is nothing but a casket for things beyond that time. I know not from whence you came, but I have already broken free to the celestial shell, no longer to suffer the shackles of gravity and fate. And you? You are no servant of my master, yet neither are you just another fool. Will you join us? Become one with our flesh and our blood? Or will you welcome death right here? Join. Or die. The world hasn't been destroyed. You're at the bottom of the sea. Enough! Cease your vicious lies, vile desecrator. My master would not deceive me. We exist amid the bedeviled sky. Let them be interred in the ruins of that extinguished world. Only we shall continue our existence amid the bedeviled sky. Master, bear witness. There's no other way, Lihuan. Let's try using these plans to deal with it. Ultimate Calamity. That did. Not a lot. Figure out how to fix it. Okay. I know. That did better. Oh, big friend, huh? Oh, you helped. You were actually friend. Wow, one somehow survived. Hey, big guy's back. Big guy's gone. Phew. That's dealt with. What an annoying little... Seems convinced Tevat was destroyed, and we were outside the sky. Let's just forget about that idiot. Right, it looks like we've dealt with that thing, whether it was an apocalypse or just the abyss. All thanks to the Mandragoras. No, sort of. Yeah, we better give credit to that researcher named Grazina, right? Paimon wonders what happened to her. Alright, that just about wraps everything. Huh? Wait, what's this? To Miss Grazina, should you ever wish to leave this place, please give this item to a member of the Treasure Hoarders. They will guide you to me. Master Thief, Reed Miller. Proof of the cognoscenti? What's that doing in a place like this? It looks like it was left by Reed Miller himself. This means we are one step closer to the great treasure. Paimon can't wait to find out what it is. We've already found 4 proofs of the cognoscenti, right? Why don't we head over to Pyramida and see if anyone there knows?
Is this an answer from this world?
Open the secondary access tunnel. Is there anything else here before we do that? Flowers. This is here for some reason. Well, they seem to be having fun. That's what it looks like. Bunker number 0 added to the archive. Ah, that's why we want to be able to jump high. Oh no. The little guy shoved us to the side. Finally, fresh air. There was never an apocalypse to begin with. Wait, where are we? Oh, we are over here now. So, did that unlock the next quest? Yes. East of the moon, west of the sun. The Raven's legacy. The great treasure is within reach. Let's take a look at our last, or at least fourth, piece of the cognoscenti. A timepiece long since stopped. It is said to be a keepsake from Reed Miller, the founder of the treasure hoarders. Devocina cognoscenti's sorrow. In the end, all fervent, noble and futile dreams will dissolve like tears, like the countless fantasies born in the past disappearing with the piercing cold wind, whether born of true good intentions or the self-indulgent romantic fantasies. All paths lead to the same end. No one can escape a reality that falls short of their dreams, leaving their story to be edited by others. The prophesied ruler who never came to rule did not live to witness his Elysium, a place where all sorrows were swept away. His borderless dream would have become a thing for bandits to make sport of. The usurper, who never became the sacred heir, could not break the chains binding kin. Leaving behind the maid, herself now left with nothing, to sing evening prayers and mourning beneath the nightingale's tower. The governor's adopted son, who never became a master thief, failed to save the life of the one he loved, and instead stole the false name of a forgotten commoner, pretending to be a hero who now posed no threat. But what did it matter? The world she longed for was simply one where everyone could laugh as they willed. Even if it was all an insubstantial, ludicrous falsehood, it was still proof that their dreams had come true. A fake is not worthless, just like these tokens you found, even though they are but my counterfeit work, and not echoes surging within ley lines. They can still guide you to our great treasure. Since grandiose histories will only record the stories of the nobles, let me inscribe the names of the lowly in the way taught by she who heralds the new moon. As the one I love but cannot possess once scolded, I have no profound thoughts. This is but the mockery for wretched wanderer, raised to the heavens.
Huh?
Well. Pyramida is our next goal. Let's make our way there. Let's see. Who knows about the Raven's legacy? Tolfin, what are you doing here? Ah, fantastic. Just to do what I was waiting for. Huh? How did you know we would come here? Have you been following us since we parted at Blue Amber Lake? I mean, he did write some things about us. I was only joking. I came to visit my parents and just so happened to be running errands here in Pyramida when I spotted the two of you. Paimon sees. Huh? So you have family here? What's strange about that? Just like a raven is born to raven parents, people don't magically appear out of thin air. That's not what Paimon meant. Though, come to think of it, we are not really that close, and Paimon can see how it was kind of a personal question. Can I ask a question that isn't so personal? Good idea. Thorfinn knows everyone and everything. He just might have the info we need. You recount your experiences searching for and finding the proofs of the cognoscenti after leaving Blue Ember Lake. So Thorfinn, do you have any idea where the last proof of the cognoscenti might be? Okay, so we are still missing one. I do have a few thoughts. However, seeing as it's Li Huan, she'll probably be fine. From everything I've heard about your adventures, I believe she should be able to overcome the trial. It's another trial? It isn't going to be impossible, is it? Also, why didn't you tell us about it back at Blue Ember Lake? Of course not. Besides, I have total confidence in your abilities, Li Huan. The last proof of the cognoscenti is actually with my grandmother. I'm on my way to visit her now. Why don't you tag along? Seriously? What are the chances? Thorfinn's grandmother? What do you think she's like, Li Huan? You think she's the kind of sweet old lady who loves to tell stories? Oh, maybe there will be cake. She does tell stories, but never mind. You'll see when we get there. Grandma? Where? Grandma far away.
Well, look who remembered to visit. Did you take care of that matter for me, you little brat?
Of course I did. Would I dare show my face here if I hadn't? Ahem, this is my grandmother, though I'm sure she'd rather be known as Hiljetta, the Black Barrel Hag, than a failed merchant's grandmother. She doesn't look anything like Thorfinn at all. She's far too serious. I hear that a lot. But at the end of the day, we are family. And we are a lot more alike than people think. This is Li Huan and this is Paimon. They've already found the other proofs of the cognoscenti.
Oh, you've already found the other four. Well, that takes some real talent. But I'm afraid you're going to have to let me see that talent for myself. Seeing as the brat brought you in, I won't make things too hard for you. How about we just say a few moves?
Hold on a second. There's something about this doesn't feel right.
And what exactly is the problem? If you want to get your hands on the great treasure, you'll naturally need to get past me first.
She's a stubborn old bag of bones, but once she sees what you can do, everything will be on the table. Come on, Li Huan. It's in your hands now. We are fighting her?
These old bones have still got it.
Give it all you've got.
Wayne. Installation chamber deployed.
Feel sorry for the old lady.
Not bad at all. You do have promise. Here, take this proof of the cognoscenti you've been seeking. But if you want to claim the great treasure, there'll be one final path you'll have to tread.
Yay, got them all.
Not that I'll hold her back. Not considering how sharp the little lass is. She's a far more fitting heir to the treasure hoarders than you are, you useless lump.
Heir to the treasure hoarders? Me? Huh? So Granny is a treasure hoarder? And Thorfinn, you too? I guess you could say that. Paimon never would have guessed. You don't look like a treasure hoarder. Don't tell Paimon you knew all about this all along, Li Huan. Figured it out pretty quickly.
Don't tell me you didn't explain it to them. Were you really planning to deliver the great treasure to a couple of know-nothings who couldn't tell a treasure hoarder if they introduced themselves and brought them to their grandmother?
They've shown they had what it takes to gather the proofs of the cognoscenti, and they handled your challenge just fine. In fact, weren't you praising them just now?
You little...
Alright. Don't give yourself a heart attack. I'll explain everything to them right now. I'll see to it that Li Huan is willing to be the treasure hoarder's heir, exactly as you wanted.
And you really think you can make all of that clear to them lickety-split?
What are you so worried about? You won't shut up about how I'm just like that good-for-nothing Brahe. At least I inherited his gift for smooth talking, didn't I? So what's really going on here? All we heard is that if we collect all 5 proofs of the cognoscenti, we can find the great treasure hidden east of the moon, west of the sun. You seriously telling Paimon we'd have to take over as leaders of the treasure hoarders just to get Reed Miller's treasure? Honestly, all this air talk is weirding Paimon out. It's hard to imagine anyone leading the treasure hoarders. Exactly. There are people who call themselves treasure hoarders in every corner of Teyvat these days, and that's where the problem lies. While we might be able to face reality, my stubborn old grandmother still dreams of a day when the treasure hoarders can restore their glory from the days of Reed Miller. She fantasizes that someone will come along and rally the masses, let the dead bury the dead, and rise to build an Elysium for the hungry and the poor on the wealth of the high and haughty. She longs for someone to do that challenge up there. While most of us have heard how Reed Miller stole from the rich to help the poor, very few know that the treasure hoarders once defended Elysium from the dark abyss. It was the treasure hoarders' golden age. It was the worst of times, and yet somehow it was also the best. I don't know, maybe things are still the same today, but that era has passed, and she'll have to accept that someday. You're not wrong, but what are we supposed to do about it? Before we go any further, Li Huan, are you willing to serve as the heir to the treasure hoarders and see that Reed Miller's dream is one day fulfilled? I have my own dreams to fulfill. Just want to inherit the treasure he left behind. Just as I thought. And how about we do it this way? Let's put on a little show. Again? That's what you said back at Blue Amber Lake. Sure, you helped us get the proof of the cognoscenti back then, but who knows when you'll use those same sneaky tricks on us. Why would I do anything to thwart you when we are already such good friends? Now, instead of being suspicious, how about we focus on what we are going to say? You have a brief discussion with Tolfin about how to convince Jetta. According to Tolfin, simply mentioning the name Aurelian should be enough to gain her trust. And if she ever brings up the name Brahe, all you have to do is say that you don't agree with his methods. As for who these two people actually are, Tolfin says it's a long story and promises to explain everything in detail when he gets the chance.
Oh, what do you say, little lass? Are you in?
I will fulfill Aurelian's dream.
Good, that's the spirit. If it weren't for the little brat acting fast like that good-for-nothing Brahe, the proof of the cognoscenti wouldn't have been scattered and lost for so long.
You're nothing like Tolfin, or that Brahma call-it fellow. You can rest assured. Even I have to admit that Li Huan is the most suitable candidate to inherit the great treasure.
And it's settled. All that's left is for you to retrieve the great treasure. At the treasure site, you'll likely run into a few tricks left behind, but it's good for nothing. I'm sure you will be able to handle anything he came up with.
Paimon still has no idea where east of the moon, west of the sun would be.
Oh, that, well, it's beyond the horizon, yet so close you can touch it. Although I won't be joining you for the next round, so here's wishing you all the best.
Oh, that's not Grandma talking. It's fine. Still, I'll be in Pyramida for a while longer. So please let me know if everything goes well. I'm counting on the both of you. Memorata cognoscentis jest, an artificial flower stained with rust. It is said to be a keepsake from Reed Millet, the founder of the treasure hoarders. Oh yeah, I should have guessed there would be one more, considering it's the same as any artifact set. Legend has it that the Fey Lord Philippov, who was deeply trusted by the White Emperor, once said that all the living desired to be deceived. From the nobles who make such sacrifices, enduring lavish extravagance on the people's behalf, to the peasants who suffered from hunger and cold. All tended to believe the narratives that would spare them from facing the truth. In some ways, therefore, hope is nothing more than despairs trick, a sweet venom that dulls the pain. According to the tales that circulate in Nashertown today, the Master Thief was the world's most skilled trickster. Amidst countless legends caught betwixt truth and falsehood, their greatest anecdotes are always laced with lies. He outwitted the most elite guards in the northern realm with a fake medallion and emptied the governor's palace. And later, disguised as a special envoy of the Tsar on a secret inspection, he squeezed the entire treasury out of a Viscount's Specken for his hospitality. In the popular comedy, A Family of Noblemen, the gentleman Porphyry, staged by the Kodolevsky troupe, the Master Thief, in one of his fleeting appearances, posed before the nobles as a holy fool who could hear their spirits, pretending to listen to their confessions, then weaved their dirty secrets into ballads, telling the bards to spread them from tavern to street so that the very commoners might have something to laugh out loud about. But before these enchanting, unsubstantiated anecdotes became a public spectacle, the Master Thief, who never lied, gave his partner, who was also of silver blood, a simple vow. He promised to never put himself in danger, and to never break his word. Do not worry for me, Aldia. Do not weep for a future that has yet to arrive. I know you have your doubts about my friend, but please trust my plan for now. Do not worry about me, Alia. If I am indeed the prophesied ruler of Elysium, then no fate in this world can tear me from the brethren I hold dear. Those were the last words the first Master Thief left for posterity. If only the girl who accompanied him could have been like her little twin sister, watching the silver thread come to its end, that moment would surely. Time, however, is ruthless to all. Even that regret would become an old memory from the time before the Master Thief ascended to his best friend's great remorse, the guillotine steps, and before the young woman who usurped his name hid her face behind the mask. Laugh at their fearful lies, brethren, for they cannot kill Reed Miller, the Master Thief. They have but murdered a single crow, but with tomorrow's light, a murder of crows shall rise to the bee at my back.
Hurry, retrieve the great treasure.
Soon, after some smaller treasures. Wait, this probably actually leads where I need to go, right? Oh, it could. It very well could. Well, it's all on the path, yes. Can probably stomp them. And And so I did.
Wow, these will last us for days.
Also gonna get rid of you, because I can.
Served. Cleanup sequence in.
Don't be scared. Headbutt. Hi. Yeah.
Oh my, more friends. Don't think a few slimes are more threatening than what came before. But two chests. I guess we need to be over here, because this looks awfully suspicious. Whoa, that Weasel Thief statue is huge. Give the proofs to the statue. O Raven, king of all birds, felled in a net amidst the thorn bush, cunningly unfurled. I stand upon the hazel and the alder high, to hear the birds sing for me loudly by. Just gonna take a look around if there's anything else, but aside from more flowers to pick up, probably not. Open. I have opened. There might be treasure waiting for us to find. It looks like you can view all of the proofs of the cognoscenti. Oh, can I just read the text here? Yeah, okay. In case you haven't read them yet, because now they are out of your inventory. Forever. Wow, she auto-spread her wings there. More weasel thieves. Are they even alive? That one looked kinda ghostly. Wait, I got myself turned around. Well, I'm scaring them all away. Hello. No scaring these two. Gold is noble and silver bright, but which metal would truly please the iron-faced gatekeeper's sight? As the saying goes, like calls to like, so perhaps the answer is already cut and dried. A line of tiny text is written in the corner of the notice, easy to miss if one isn't paying attention. And if all else fails, winning by brute force still makes you the hero. No sense to be made. Oh look, 3 keys. Read again. Okay, the unfaced gatekeeper is the door. Like calls to like, so probably iron to iron. And you can also just guess. So not gold, not silver, but iron. A plain iron key, one of the most ordinary and easy to find keys around. Can also just pick all of them up, I guess. But a strange iron coin. Coin that resembles a common iron coin, though it may be a different variant. Like, whoa! Great. It blew itself up. What was the point of that? Within this little plot, both danger and luck are found. Tell the fake from real. Look where the strange rock lights the ground. That main gate is locked down hard, so don't bother trying until the skies fall apart. I see. So if I dig the wrong thing, am I gonna explode? Feel that might happen. That one doesn't look so plain. Whoa! She auto-winged again. Also, yeah, all the other things were traps, I guess. Let clanging iron coins fall and halt right at its feet. The greedy weasel thieves are lured only by the tinkling of iron coins. Pick up an iron coin and throw it at the fleeing weasel thieves to make them stop in their tracks.
Strength is one of those things where you gotta use it or lose it. So...
The stubborn weasel digs the dirt, its hurried form unseen. The key is given darkly, but the moving shadows screen. Let clanging iron coins fall and halt right at its feet. A forceful claim may yet yield a bounty sweet. The little ones have picky tastes, so use what they like to tease out their trace. Wait, is there any way of knowing which one? Or do I just need to hit them all? One's also gold. Aged rye. Gray brown grain carrying a subtle whiff of mold.
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do is stack my plate up high.
Oh, you need to catch all of
Squash it
them, huh?
down, take a deep breath, and wolf it down in one go. That way, I get to eat my fill without wasting too much time.
And I guess I could have also picked up meat. Is the rye gone? Yes, okay. So, the rye and the meat were not coins. Oh, ran out of iron coins. Just when I wanted to use them. Treasure. Elysium's final treasure. And a teleport point.
What?
Another Weasel Thief statue. Okay. How many do we need? 5? Brahe's notes 1. The arrangement of the treasure vault is pretty much complete. Without the help of these little weasel thieves, weasel friends, I'd have no idea how to transport so many iron coins here without anyone noticing. So, to commemorate their services and hard work, I'll call these little critters Weasel Thieves and grant them the title of official treasure hoarders from now on. That's a lot of text. Just kidding! If Miss Alia knew in the afterlife that I was giving wild weasels such absurd names, she'd probably jump right out of the pillar of Ambler and beat me up. There's no way I can call them that, unless, of course, I were to write poetry in the future and fail to come up with any other name. Or if no other name would make the rhyme and meter work. I have to say, Father had a real eye for hiding secret funds. This place is so well concealed that not only would it be unlikely for anyone to stumble upon it, even wild weasels would have a hard time squeezing in here without guidance. It's such a pity that his foresight has only ever extended so far. Even when Rochwang used him up to the hilt, he never harbored the slightest suspicion. So is Brahe Reed Miller's son or something? Ultimately, the secret funds he hid here back then were only stolen because those two old Jesus, Avrelian and Sylvester, came snooping around and coaxed the words out of me. By Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, I was only 5 years old. The young man playing good cop and bad cop, using both carrot and stick to get a 5-year-old to talk. What normal human could come up with that? Actually, forget humans. What normal fae, djinn, seelie, spectre, lockfolk, phantasm, or whatever creature would ever think of this? Sacred heirs of the Frost Moon Scions indeed. What rotten, immoral behavior. Father chewed me out for 3 days afterwards, and even the petrichor vacation I'd been promised got washed out. That said, that place got washed out later too. What's more infuriating is that when I brought this up to Sylvester a while ago, he actually claimed he couldn't recall how he'd deceived me back then, just as Avrelian claimed to want the children to lead better lives. I completely understand their thoughts and actions. Return all the wealth Father had plundered to those pure children. It was the right thing to do. But, really, did they have to do it through me? Was I really the sole avenue through which a breakthrough could have been made, gentlemen? Besides, and Sylvester probably doesn't know this, the secret funds they stole, pretending to be chivalrous outlaws who robbed the rich to help the poor, were back in father's coffers in less than 3 days, several times the original amount, extorted from other sources. Those self-important profiteers can always rake in wealth without lifting a finger, while the venal sycophants who surround them twist it into proof of their master's innate diligence and wisdom. No one could become that rich otherwise, surely. The game of robbing the rich to feed the poor only adds weight to the shackles of the impoverished. As Miss Alia's terrifyingly gloomy sister once told me, no matter how pure the water of goodwill, if it falls on soil poisoned with malice, seeds of evil are the only thing that will grow. Aurelian probably realized this eventually, but his Elysium, no matter how firmly he believed it existed on Earth, remained much too far from those truly suffering in poverty. After all, how can someone who has never known a moment of kindness, someone constantly insulted and harmed, be expected to believe they should love their neighbor, or even their enemies? Neither Aurelian nor Miss Alia had ever answered that question. They were both kind people who imagined people to be better than they really were, believing that virtues and ideals could overcome the evil bred by circumstances. Evil bred. Unfortunately, I'm just a selfish nobleman, and I lack their kindness. I suspect Aurelian felt the same. Wow, I can't read. After all, in his eyes, there has probably only ever been one truly kind noble in this world. The things I've witnessed leave me unable to hold such idealistic confidence in human nature. It's barely been a decade since Miss Alia's sacrifice, and those bandits who scattered like frightened birds and beasts have already begun brazenly misusing Aurelian's words to justify their atrocities against the innocents. Whether it's wandering merchants barely scraping by or overworked laborers starving for their next meal, anyone could be branded a lackey of princes or a traitor who betrays his brothers and neighbors, and therefore ripe for their noble robbery. Those who came before overcame evil with noble ideals. Now the bandits who claim to be their successors wave the same banner, declaring that anyone who opposes them is an enemy of those noble ideals, thus embodying the very evil that was once defeated. I can stand the bandits who committed atrocities in the name of Reed Miller and oppressed the laboring poors of the Eye of Krai, where they'll sleep with the fishes for good. In fact, I've already done so, but what about after I die? Who can guarantee that those once noble ideals won't be twisted into crimes even I can't imagine? Alakma could not guarantee it, Arrhenius could not guarantee it, Xalabanca could not guarantee it. The noble lords of Mondstadt aristocracy failed to guarantee it, nor can the Frostmoon Scions guarantee it, and some so-called master thief Reed Miller will surely fail to guarantee it. Evil comes from humanity as naturally as honey from a hive. I'm neither Aurelian, nor Sylvester, nor Miss Alia, who enchants me so. I cannot place all my hope in human nature the way they did. I don't want the name of Master Thief Reed Miller to fade into history forgotten by all. What's more, I don't want that name and the ideals it once stood for to be twisted by future villains and reviled by the public. Hence, there's only one solution I can think of. Let these so-called ideals be buried by history. Let us smother them beneath countless contradictory, absurd, laughable, yet irresistible stories, until every trace of meaning is worn away and only a sweeping legend remains. This way, anyone who commits evil in our name will never be mistaken for a serious idealist. Rather, they shall be dismissed as childish dreamers drunk on romantic tales. Greed always outlasts ideals. At last, that's what I believe. As long as the tale of the great treasure continues to be told, there will always be gamblers dreaming of making a fortune overnight, repeating the name of the master thief Reed Miller endlessly. Better a harmless name, one that lets the poor laugh from the heart, one that gives them just a little more courage to face tomorrow than a banner that villains would seek to claim. If the rebels of some future age truly need a banner, they will find a hero who belongs to their own time, and whatever that hero's name may be, it should never be Master Thief Reed Miller. How many notes by Brahe are there going to be, and are they all going to be this long? I am worried. So 5 coins, 5 coins. And I have 3, so 2 remain. It's just a bunch of iron coins. Can I just pick up some here? A message from the legendary thief Reed Miller. To you, my esteemed guest, who have gathered all the proof of the cognoscenti. If you're reading this note, it means that you've successfully solved my puzzle. Congratulations, well done! Now the legendary great treasure you're looking for is right in front of you. You're welcome, please enjoy yourself. These unclaimed riches are the spoils due to the cognoscenti. However, as the founder of the treasure hoarders, I would like to give you one more piece of advice. No matter who you are, exposing mountains of wealth to the light of day, flaunting it in pursuit of glory and vanity, thereby attracting the envy and covetous eyes of countless onlookers, it is not a wise move. Please, take these treasures, which belong to you alone, away quietly. Then, remove this note and pretend you never found anything. Let people believe that the proof of the cognoscenti still lies scattered across every corner of this continent, waiting to be gathered by those fortunate few chosen by fate. Let the story continue to circulate. Let those who dream of such riches continue their hard work. This way, the wealth you've obtained after countless trials will sit much more safely in your hands. Master Thief Reed Miller. Truly the greatest trick. Just pretend we didn't find the treasure. Not even this chest is real. Brahe's notes, 2. Shorter though. I never imagined that someone would find the treasure vault just 3 weeks after I had set it up. What surprised me even more was that I actually recognized the person. I never thought I'd run into him here. Dmitry Dubrovich Shukotin, trusted aide of the Grand Duke Filipov, third-class military officer, chief instructor of the Shneznayan Royal Military Academy. If I remember correctly, he was promoted to this position the year Avrelian enrolled, occupying said cushy, lucrative position under the Kanurian disaster. He would even host foreign dignitaries occasionally, such as the Commander-in-Chief of Fontaine's Great White Armada, the Grand Master of Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius. In short, he was a real show-off. According to official records, he had long since died alongside His Majesty the Tsar, sacrificing himself for the nation. Not that this is anything new. Even Avrelian once appeared as deceased in the records. One can always rely on the unreliability of Shneznayan's civil system. What surprised me was that the old man before me seemed almost entirely different from the spirited, haughty, and overbearing officer I once remembered. I don't know what he endured, but he looked far more gaunt and aged than his years. The moment he saw me, his first instinct was to draw his sword and strike. Luckily, I reacted in time, parrying his blade with Aurelian's gauntlet and shouting his name. He froze for a moment, muttering incoherently for a while. It was as if he hadn't used human speech in ages. Finally, he forced out his first phrase, asking who I was. I spent a long time talking with the old man. He said he no longer remembered me, but he remembered my father's name, of course. He'd abandoned his old noble title and name long ago, choosing instead to spend the rest of his life protecting the children at the borderlands, those homeless children wandering through wastelands. At first, I thought he built a shelter. I didn't realize the children had never even seen him. He slew the wicked villains who sought to harm them out of their sight. As for why he did it, what truly happened in Krai, and how he ended up in North Krai, he refused to say. Naturally, I didn't press further. The old man had absolutely no interest in treasure, and hadn't even heard of the rumors I spread about the great treasure. He simply felt that something was off about this place, suspected it was a slaver's camp, and, following his instincts, stormed in with the intention of taking me out on the spot. After I finished explaining the thought process behind the treasure vault, the old man fell silent for a moment. He said that if a student had proposed such a ridiculous scheme back when he was chief instructor, he would have thrown it straight back and ordered them to start over. As for now, he didn't finish speaking, simply leaving in silence. The old man's right. If someone else were to stumble in here the same way, guided by nothing but sharp instincts, then his entire plan would be pointless. I need a way to make this place nearly impossible to find, yet draw people towards more attainable goals. I've got an idea, but first I need to talk to Alia and see if she's willing to help. She probably would. After all, turning the story of Master Thief Reed Miller into the proof of the cognoscenti, at least that's what I'll call it for now, would also serve as a tribute to Miss Alia. And that's the name it will keep being called. Wanted to check. Thanks, I guess. Same with you. Yep. You're so nice to me. This one was correct. Oh good. One more strange iron coin. Oh, investigate the statue. So we are not looking for the fifth one then? Are we just gonna break it? I'm wondering about over there. But is there anything even over there? Doesn't look like it. I should just do what the quest tells me to do. Probably wasn't here. Somebody stole it. What now? Oh, okay. Open? No. Radiant Lunar Pod, guards of lost treasure. Oh.
Defensive mode engaged.
It's just squid. Feeling a lot less bad beating you up than the old lady.
Hero incoming! Oof! Kapow! Ow! It's justice o'clock!
I wish we wouldn't be standing here in some random corner.
Sequence initiated. Ultimatum protocol.
Don't be scared!
That's number 5. I'm beginning to wonder if there is a real great treasure.
Time to roll!
I'm just looking around. There's nothing else here.
Kapow! Ooh!
Open up. Magnets. That's why they are iron coins. Suspense is killing Paimon. Honestly, that's real smart. Making a pile of iron coins and a giant magnet above.
Are these edible?
Let's take the boat out of here. Bra has notes free. Yep. Rumors about proof or cognoscenti have been spread. Once people know that the key exists, they won't go out of their way to find alternative means of entry. All I have to do now is fabricate a few tales of treasure hunters who tried to take shortcuts but came up empty-handed, and spread them under the name of Rahadabad and Grand Duke Trubetskoy. That should be more than enough to convince future generations of the necessity of seeking the proof of the cognoscenti. Like his greedy father, the new Grand Duke Trubetskoy heard rumors of the treasures and schemed to seize even the gifts the Master Thief had left for the poor. And what magnificent treasure it was! More splendid than the gold of Hisi, more dazzling than the silver of Kitzegrad. Even the flesh and blood of the Lord of Chio could scarcely measure its worth. Such was the vast hoard of iron coins that the Master Thief left behind, wealth enough to shake the very economy of the northern lands. Wait, that's not right. If I were to list the treasure's contents outright, some people would lose interest. Such was the treasure that the Master Thief left behind, wealth enough to shake the very economy of the northern lands. Even a bard with such nimble lips and silver tongue as I could scarcely recount it in full. Alright, that will do. And lastly, I'll spin something about how the new Grand Duke Trubetskoy was effortlessly bested by the Master Thief's companion, a beauty known as Wagtail. As long as it's written in a sufficiently dashing manner, I'm sure Alnia wouldn't mind. Look, it mentions Brahe over here. Looks like he was the one who made these records. So iron coins were really the currency here back in the day. That means a mountain of these things could truly be called a great treasure. If only we'd come here a few hundred years ago, we'd be rich, but iron coins aren't worth much more these days. As they say, value lies in scarcity. Exactly. So if we can find this prototype iron coin he wrote about, collectors are sure to go crazy for it. I bet we could get a pretty penny for that one. Too bad we don't know where it's buried. Are we really supposed to dig up this whole place by ourselves? We'll get a dressing down from the Black Barrel hag if we don't. Oh yeah, you're right. We mustn't get on the wrong side of her. We might be able to handle her attacks, but Paimon will have to fly far, far away. And speaking of the Black Barrel hag, now that Paimon has seen Brahe's notes and all these iron coins, she finally understands why that old lady wants to bring back the good old days. To her, those days must have been the real Elysium. Paimon thinks we are living in a pretty wonderful time too. You and Paimon and all the friends we've met on our journey. This is our golden age. That's probably how Tolfin feels as well. He chose not to share the full history of the treasure hoarders with us because he didn't want us to bear the weight of expectation. Looks like this adventure ends here. Getting all 5 proofs of the cognoscenti wasn't easy, and Paimon knows it was far from a fruitless journey. She can't help feeling a little disappointed. By the way, why do you think the ship is here? Maybe it's a ship of dreams that ran aground before it ever set sail. That must mean this is the treasure hoarder's secret dock. Hundreds of years have passed now, and the local geography changed. Paimon figures it's probably never going to get a chance. That's such a shame. Even though the ship is hundreds of years old, it still looks almost new. Traveling would be much easier if we had a boat as big as this, don't you think? I'll be the captain, and Paimon, you can be the chief mate. Aye aye, Captain Li Huan. Tying the jib to the mizzenmast and raising the port side anchor to the load line, Captain. How convincing is Paimon's chief maintenance? Come on, take the helm and let's set sail. Do we? Do we set sail? We do set sail. Take the helm. Grasp the helm. Text too fast. Reading it silently. Why can there be join requests during a cutscene? Or during dialogue at that. So this is what Bounty Island looks like. I guess it really does live up to its name. What are we going to do with the loot? Same as usual? Though if we are taking it back to Snezhnograd, why not give it to the kids on the streets? I ran into them a few days ago while out on patrol. That kid with the conch shell struck me as a smart one. They'll know what to do with the treasure, and who best to share it with. Suits me. Let's do it your way. Compared to the treasures on display in the governor's palace, these little trinkets are hardly even worth the bother. Even in a backwater like this, those arrogant fools still indulge in their outrageous extravagance. Their shiny facade can't hide the fact they are already rotten to the core. Have you seen it yet? This place is no different from Snezhnograd. Are we really supposed to fight to protect people like this, and protect them from those we have no quarrel with? The unseen, the downtrodden, the despised. I understand your anger, but there is not much we can do. There's not much we can do right now. Sooner or later, we have to upturn the status quo, to weed out corruption root and stem. We must rise to the top by any means necessary. I count myself lucky to have ended up fighting by your side, Silver. But I often find myself looking back to where I came from. It's a place my brothers and sisters remain, where they continue to endure hardships they should never have to bear. Tell me, those innocent souls, were they born to suffer like this? If it's the law that is causing their suffering, then I shall rewrite the law. And if it's the corrupt nobles, then I shall purge them from their ranks. One day, I'll raise an Elysium that belongs to us on this land, a land that has always belonged to us. I believe in you, Relia. I know you can accomplish your dream. Let's not talk about that now. Even thieves have their code. So I leave this behind. That way, the governor will know who took his treasure. It's just a pity I won't get to see his reaction myself. Haha, that would be a sight to behold. Huh? What just happened? We found a treasure hoarder ship and a pile of iron coins. Then you took the helm. After that, it felt like a dream, and then somehow we ended up here. Those two, they mentioned someone called Brahe. Either it's a crazy coincidence, or they must be from a long time ago. At the very least, we know they have a connection to this place. Yeah, and from what they were saying, there was once some treasure buried here. And even though they made off with it, it seems they left something else in its place. It's been so long, who knows if someone's already dug it up by now. Let's see if we can find it first. It can't hurt to look. If I remember correctly, it should be somewhere around here. I can't believe it's still here. Why didn't the governor come to collect it? That looks nice. Huh. This is what they left here? Isn't this... Paimon doesn't understand. Let's ask Thorfinn about it. Oh, Paimon almost forgot. We should tell him what happened with the great treasure, too. And also, more treasure. The first iron coin. An aged iron coin engraved with a stylized raven sigil. Legend says it was forged by Reed Miller, founder of the treasure hoarders, and was the very first true iron coin. In a world without borders, in a paradise where no one suffers from hunger or cold, the gold bestowed and governed by the Deus Auri was never meant to serve as the foundation of human cooperation. Humans should be masters of money, not its servants. Even if one cannot claim the heart of gold for themselves, all should be able to wield the wealth that inherently belongs to everyone. But that is a story of a much later time, but it was the first iron coin or the ideal sung, interpreted and twisted over the following centuries. It all began on a winter night, beyond the reach of lamplight, when two children slipped out of the academy, hiding from the adults' eyes, and carved a token for playing the thief extraordinaire.
Are these edible?
Okay, Thorfinn's back up there. Oh, and that's what that raven sigil always meant on the map. I never even went to check. My curiosity was not piqued. Oh, if it isn't Li Huan and Paimon, have you two found the great treasure already? If you mean that pile of old iron coins. We left those iron coins exactly where we found them. Well, actually, they are on top now. Tell Thorfinn what happened at the treasure site, and the strange things that happened after you boarded the ship. For some reason, they left behind some sort of raven insignia. It seems the Earth remembers far more than we could ever imagined. As a storyteller, I can't help but feel humbled by that. After all, human life is fleeting, and oral history is prone to errors. Some stories may even be lost forever, yet the Earth's memory no doubt remains true. I think it could only have been Aurelian who left that raven insignia. You may be more familiar with another of his names. Reed Miller. Okay, my guess that Brahe was Reed Miller's son was wrong then. Huh? You mean that was the legendary thief Reed Miller? Paimon would never have guessed by looking at him. And what you described, the things you saw, almost certainly happened before the treasure hoarders were even formed. It said that back then he liked to play the role of heroic thief, his military academy buddies, stealing from the rich and helping the poor. In fact, that raven insignia was derived from the family crest of his noble-born academy classmate. But that's all in the past, so I shan't bore you with the details. Anyway, seeing as our fates appear to be intertwined, how about you two take this raven insignia as a keepsake? I assume accepting this doesn't automatically make me the treasure hoarder's heir. Haha, there's no need to worry. Like I said, the golden age of the treasure hoarders is over. However, there's still one slight problem. My stubborn grandmother seems to have taken a liking to you. If she ever asks you for a friendly sparring match, please don't turn her down. Don't pull your punches either. Oh, is she refightable? Harder. Stronger. Older. Well, she's so much stronger than a regular old lady. We wouldn't dream of doing anything but pummeling her with everything we've got. Suddenly not feeling so bad no more. Well then, the great treasure buried east of the moon, west of the sun. has been claimed by a pair of remarkable adventurers, and this performance too has come to its close. Allow me to play you a tune, to express my wish that every step of your journey be filled with mystery, and every path may bring you jubilation. And that's the end of that. What's the matter, Li Huan? Something else on your mind? About all of these things. The name Reed Miller was merely an alias, a mask to hide one's true identity. To the poor, Miller was a figure of admiration, while to the nobles the very mention of him would draw curses and swearing. But it was never the same of just one person. Even among the earliest treasure hoarders, there were already 3 individuals who went by the name Reed Miller, and that doesn't even include those who later chose to pose as Miller for one reason or another. Why, just last week I had a run-in with 2 petty thieves, both calling themselves Miller, who attempted to steal my harp, but that's a story for another time. Putting the latter-day pretenders aside, I do know a thing or two about the original trio. So, Li Huan, which of the 3 are you asking about?
The first Reed Miller.
The first to use this alias was Aurelian. I've mentioned him to you two before. He was an orphan who was adopted by a rank-and-file military officer named Viknenko, after losing both his parents. As a result, he was able to attend the Shnezayan Royal Military Academy. Interestingly, according to official records, shortly after Aurelian became a non-commissioned officer, he died in the line of duty for unknown reasons. Perhaps this was his way of getting out of the military, although I can't say for sure. Whatever the reason, he surfaced in North Krai a few years later under the name Reed Miller, gathering the destitute who lived on the fringes of society into a band that became the first treasure hoarders. At that time they recognized this young man for who knows where as their leader, believing that he would free them from their shackles and build an Elysium where all would stand equal. Unfortunately, even I cannot say what his true motive was, nor can I tell you much about how the treasure hoarders operated at this time. Maybe he had a grand dream. Maybe, like my grandmother, he possessed a strong, unshakable faith. Or maybe he harbored some other, darker, more personal motive he couldn't share with anyone. Alright, please don't tell my grandmother I said that last part. Anyhow, all of that happened 5 centuries ago. For most people, the only thing known about the very first treasure hoarder is what eventually became of him, which was death by execution in Snezhnograd. Although he had never been captured by the authorities before, he was convinced by a noble friend to walk away from his organization, leave everything behind and go to Snezhnograd, supposedly to explain himself to the Baili Tsar or something like that. And surprisingly, he was promptly sent to his death without so much as a glimpse of the Tsar. That's why I say, thieves and nobles don't belong together. It only ever ends in tragedy. The second Reed Miller. The second Reed Miller was a woman whose real name I do not know. All I know is that she was a traitor to the Frost Moon Scions, who struck her name from history altogether. In truth, I have no idea what her connections to Aurelian was. And as for the Frost Moon Scions of 500 years ago, well, it was a pretty creepy place to be, judging from the poems I've read. According to Brahe, the entirety of Hisi Island was encircled by a golden wall even taller than Mount Esos in Fontaine, so I really have no good explanation for how she could have come to know Aurelian. And now the Frost Moon Scions have transformed into something entirely different, so much so that I even wonder if they are too gullible these days. That's why I told Miss Hindimbi just a few days ago that she was real lucky. Had she tried to dupe the Frost Moon Scions of 500 years ago, she'd probably be with Al-Akmar by now. So anyway, after Aurelian was executed, she began donning that silver mask, claiming to be the master thief Reed Miller, who had escaped the gallows. She molded the treasure hoarders into a highly disciplined, quasi-military force that almost resembled a religious order. Her mantra was that no one should place their faith in gods or deities, for it was humanity alone that held the power to save its own. Strange as it may sound, the best way to describe the treasure hoarders of that era might simply be an irreligious religious order. Under the name Reed Miller, she gathered a large group of bandits, and together they picked the governor's palace and got not quite clean in a single night. All the countless curios, antiques, mora, and jewels that they made off with, she gave all of that away to the poor of Nashor Town. This was the very storm of gold and silver that the cheap novels so fancifully describe. And now in North Krai the people absolutely revere Miller. But if you ask me, that has nothing to do with Aurelian's dream, the dream that my grandmother believes in so staunchly. For most of the people living on this land, both his dream and Elysium are as distant as the moon. Who knows, maybe they're just dreaming of someone like her, someone who'd drop loot from nowhere right into their laps, without them having to lift a finger. The third. It's a bit embarrassing for me to say this, but of the 3 Reed Millers, the one I mentioned earlier, Brahe, is the one my grandmother really despises. Much as my grandmother doesn't want to admit it, he is actually our forebear. He was of a station even higher than Solovey the Torchforger. He was the adoptive son of the Fey Lord Tubetskoy, governor of all North Krai. Some have claimed he was actually the governor's illegitimate son, and because the blood of the Fey ran through his veins, he was more handsome than most people you'd ever meet. Of course, that's probably just an unfounded rumor. I mean, surely neither of you can find a trace of Fey blood in my face, can you? Like Aurelian, he was a student at the military academy. Though he enrolled long after Aurelian had graduated, I doubt the two of them ever crossed paths there. After graduating from the academy, Brahe returned to North Krai, where, like every other Schnitznaian noble of the time, he settled into a life of indulgence and decadence. That is, until the night he caught a glimpse of the second Reed Miller as she looted the governor's palace. Brahe fell in love with the Frostmoon Scion turncoat at first sight, so enamored was he that he even abandoned his life as a noble to join the treasure hoarders. The nobility are at leisure to see the suffering of others as a beautiful romantic fantasy, whereas the truly destitute are relegated to soulless villainy and rogues' roles in every tale. That is why my grandmother despises him so much. In her view, he was the one who tainted Aurelian's dream, the one who turned a name that rightfully belonged to the poor into one from a partial story of romance. But it's just that. He abandoned his life as a noble after his beloved passed, and continued to rob the rich to help the poor and aid the people of this land. So no matter what his motives were, or how he went about achieving his goals, I don't think it can be said he tainted Aurelian's name, not when we consider how many people he helped and how much he bettered their lives. It's no exaggeration to say that of all the stories about the master thief Reed Miller that can be found in the cheap novels out there, maybe 1 in 5 is about the treacherous Frostmoon Scion. 3 in 10 tell Brahe's tale, and the remaining half is just pure fiction, fabricated solely to tantalize and reel in the reader. While my grandmother may be a steadfast believer in Reed Miller's dream, just what exactly is his dream? Even Brahe might not have fully understood it back in the day, so how could we claim to now? Having said that, maybe all that doesn't really matter after all. As long as you believe in something, one must believe in something, only to be able to have the courage to face the tomorrow. You had other topics too, right? About the iron coins. Iron coins were a form of currency issued by Aurelian, that is, the very first Reed Miller. He believed that in a world without divisions, in an Elysium where no one went hungry or suffered from the cold, people should not be relying on wealth bestowed and governed by the gods to help each other. He believed that people should be the masters of wealth, not its slaves, and even if mastering the heart of gold might be an impossible task, everyone should have the right to wield the wealth that belongs to all to begin with. That's a description of the coin. But as you both can see, the iron coins he imbued with meaning quickly became worthless scrap metal after his death, largely due to the very people he had placed his faith in. Oh, and by the way, there's another piece of info that came to me on the wind, though I cannot guarantee its veracity, and since I have no way to verify it, please take it as you will. Naya is a Fatui harbinger with a rather peculiar obsession. He seeks to create a more perfect economy order in this world. Unfortunately, he's not a collector of iron coins. Otherwise, you might be able to make a whole fortune in Mora by selling those to him. Oh, the Harbingers. It was the third Reed Miller, that is, the one named Brahe, who left behind the legend of the Great Treasure. As for why he did that, maybe he just wanted to keep future generations of treasure hunters hooked, so that the name Reed Miller would never be forgotten. Well, short description there, because we pretty much read all that in Brahe's letters. So, quick step back to Catherine. Do you have info on the old lady? You sure do. Also, there's still more. Okay, this one is in the Temple of Space, this one is in Mondstadt. One more still in North Krai. But, Iljet. A legendary figure in the history of the treasure hoarders, Hiljet was once feared and respected under the name Black Barrel Hag. Her exploits led to countless unforgettable tales and just as many grudges. Now living in seclusion somewhere in North Krai, she spends her days lost in memories of her former glory. Her final wish is to find a worthy successor, someone who can carry forward the great dream she never managed to realize. Objectives: defeat her. Trigger the frozen reaction when Hildretta summons her battle armor. Prevent the armor from attaching. Defeat Hildretta before she summons her battle armor for the third time. Okay, so we need to bring things that can freeze. Which is not what the team currently does. This team, I guess. I mean, Sidlali and Mulani can freeze. Obviously, I could also just bring this. I guess I can try. That's the full freeze team.
Allow me.
Actually, I want someone to deal big damage when we don't do the freezing thing.
Or to a competition?
Come on then, show me what you got.
Time to shine! Hold the line! Sucker swirl! My opponent! Headbutt! Hi! Yeah! Yeah! It's justice o'clock! Yeah! Headbutt! Charge! Take flight! Yeah! It's justice o'clock!
Like I'll need to use my ace in
Let
the
the
hole.
world collide! Whirling snow! Yeah! Ha! Ha!
Oh, good job.
Justice o'clock! Yeah! Headbutt! Fight! Shower me with prayer! Rest and rebuild! Covenant of the deep! It's justice o'clock! Yeah! Oof! Take flight! Strike a pose!
Don't know if I did it correctly. That's the one problem I have. Also, I don't think I will be able to beat her before she summons it a third time. Wait, she left. She left the battle arena. Stupid hag. Wasn't even that far away.
Looks like I'll need to use my ace in the hole.
Oh, it's justice o'clock. Oof! Kapow! Fight! Headbutt! Kapow! Fight! Oof! Shower me with praise. Let my name echo and allow me. Turn, bring refuge. Whirling snow. Sakura swirl. Heads up. Hero incoming.
Oh, look who's full of surprise.
My strength is gone. Oof! Look out below! It's justice o'clock! Covenant of the deep! Strike a pose!
I have a lifetime to perfect this.
Let the world come alive! Take flight! It's justice o'clock! Hero incoming! Shower me with the... Hold the line! Coming so to art! Sometsu! We have to end this! Heads up!
Stop killing me.
Whirling snow!
Oh, good.
Time to shine!
He's still on my
Billowing
side.
surge! Allow me!
I have a lifetime to perfect this.
Strike a pop! Sakura swirl! Take flight!
Oh, look who's
Whirling snow! Let my name echo in song! Hold the line! Pardon my...
Oh, good. almost got real bad near the end. Well, I did all but defeating her before she does it a third time. And now she's probably gone for a week, so... That's that.
Such fortunate weather. Ad Astra.
Hi there. But to do this, I just need to bring a stronger team and not care about the frozen reaction. There was also a different way of doing it with Overload, I read, so... All's good, right, Vaka?
Any updates on the commission from last time? Should be done just about now, right?
Apologies, Mr. Varka. The wine merchants from Mondstadt say they'll need more time to prepare. Also, they have asked me to pass this message on to you. Have you seriously finished the last batch? That cart was huge.
Wine is wine, and wine will be gone.
Well, it's not like I'm the only one drinking. That amount of wine is barely enough for 2 banquets. We'll need more.
Are you trying to empty out Mondstadt's wine cellars?
Come on. I timed this down to the second. The Dawn Winery should be reopening the cellar of Dandelion wine right around now. As the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius in Mondstadt, patronizing their business is about one of my duties. Don't worry, I've left some for them. I didn't clean it all out, or Charles would have nothing to work with. The trouble with long journeys, though, is that wine tends to lose its flavor in the process. Next time I get back, I'll have Charles mix me the strongest drink he's got. Now, who to drink with? Kaya would definitely come if I called. D-Luke. Well, if I can catch him, I'll have a couple of drinks with him too.
Could ask Venti.
Well, might as well get those two to have a drink together, perhaps.
Venti will be sad if you don't ask him. Guess you are not. Venti will be left out of this. But we are also out of things. Not out of side quests, but out of time for this episode. I think that is enough. And wouldn't want to dilute the conclusion of this story with different stories. So we will be back for more Not Krai side quests. And also side quests for the new Mondstadt area in the future. Thanks for watching. See you again.
Take flight.